So good morning everybody. Today I am discussing about unit 4, that is the chemotherapy of urinary tract infections. So mainly in these urinary tract infections, urinary tract may be infected due to various microorganisms or various causative agents. Okay, so that urinary tract infections mainly seen either in the kidneys region or in the urinary tubules region or at the urinary bladder regions. Okay, so that infection may spreads from any of the microorganism. Okay, so whenever the microorganism enters into the urinary tract enters into the urinary tract, so that whenever the microorganism it enters into the urinary tract, depending upon the site of organism, or depending upon the site of location of the organism, or depending upon the site, that urinary tract infections may spreads to the, or that microorganisms may spreads that particular infection either in the kidneys region or at the urinary tubules region or at the bladder region. Suppose if the microorganism enters through the bladder region or through the genital openings region, so from the urinary bladder, in some cases it may spreads into the urinary tubules, or from the urinary tubules to the kidneys. Okay, so if the microorganism may enters into directly into the kidneys region, or that kidneys from that the spread of disease from kidneys to the urinary tubules and urinary tubules to the bladder. So in these conditions, so the various microorganisms like Escherichia coli or any of the fungi or any of the viral infections. Okay, so the infection of the disease may do not have any particular cause. Okay, so that infections may spreads from the either in the kidneys region or at the tubules or at the bladder region. Mainly in these urinary tract infections, these are occur due to the Escherichia coli bacteria or fungi. Okay, or due to the sexual intercourses or diabetes condition, obesity condition, or depends upon the family histories, or some of the patients may have any kidney infections, or some of the persons may not taking enough amounts of water. Okay, so all these are the causes which mainly causes this particular infections. So whenever that infection may happens at the urinary tract, so we have two types of diseases observed during this UTI. So that is, one is the cystitis condition, another one is the pyelonephritis conditions. So mainly in this cystitis condition, so this is the inflammation of the bladder. Inflammation of bladder is the cystitis condition, and inflammation of the kidneys, or in here we are observing scarring of the kidney, and also inflammation of the kidney due to bacterial infections is the pyelonephritis condition. So mainly at the bladder region there is inflammation of the bladder, that condition is called the cystitis. Suppose if the inflammation may happens at the kidneys region as well as at the nephrons region, that is called as pyelonephritis conditions. So when a person is affected by the microorganisms, okay, so if that particular microorganism may enters into the urinary tract by the vaginal route or by the any of the genital openings, so we have two conditions. Okay, so already we are observing two conditions. So mainly in this chemotherapy we are using the antibiotics to treat the UTI condition. Okay, so what are the symptoms which are associated during this UTI are mainly, that is pain with urination. Okay, suppose if the person or the patient may undergoes urination, so pain will be happen or pain will occur during that urination, and the affected persons may have a symptom, that is the frequent urination and feeling need to urinate. So that particular patient feeling very pain during the urination, or in some conditions the person may feel that he or she may urinate, or frequent urination or urgent urination may be needed, or in some cases, mainly in these UTI infections, the main symptom is fever and presence of pus in the urine or mucus, and chills, and that particular urine may be in cloudy like appearances. So when we are observing, so when all these symptoms may occur, may observe in these UTI infections are mainly these symptoms, or that UTI infections may occur mostly nearly in 80 to 90% of the UTI infections will be seen in females when compared to males. Okay, so what are the drugs we are used to treat that urinary tract infections? Means antibiotics are mostly used to treat the urinary tract infections. So why these antibiotics are treated to cure that particular infection? Means here, so first condition is that, so by using this particular drug or the particular antibiotic, the drug may relieve the symptomatic or symptoms are relieved by altering the pH of urine. Okay, so next condition is the eradication of infecting organisms. So why we are using, or why we are treated to cure the UTIs, or what happens means, so we are using the drug, so first in the first stage, so we are reducing the symptoms to by altering the pH of urine. So if you are alter the pH of the urine, suppose if the pH is in acidic condition, so you must make it into the alkaline condition. So at that particular condition, suppose we are enhancing the pH, okay, here we are enhancing the pH. So what happens, that alkalinity of the urine may reduces the scarring of the kidneys, as well as pain sensation or burning sensation at the urinary tubules or at the urinary bladder region. Next one, eradication of infecting microorganisms. Suppose we are using this antibiotic, means it completely eradicates, so it acts as a, in minor conditions act as a suicidal actions, and the static actions will be seen. Okay, next prevention and treatment of reoccurrence. Okay, next identification and treatment of predisposing factors. So mainly the drugs which are used to treat the UTI infections are cotrimoxazole, ampicillin, aminoglycoside antibiotics, cephalosporins, piperacillin, fosfomycin, next to fenzopiridine and nitrofurantoin, trimethoprim and fluoroquinolins. So all these drugs we are already seen in the aminoglycosides, or in the macrolides. So all that particular antibiotics are already we have studied. So mainly in this nitrofurantoin is the drug which is used to treat the UTI infections. Okay. So this nitrofurantoin is an antibiotic used to treat the UTI, and activity of drug depends on the level it attains in the plasma. So nitrofurantoin is the antibiotic which is used to treat the UTI infections. So the main action, or the action of the nitrofurantoin, it depends upon the concentration in the plasma. So if it depends upon the plasma concentrations. So if the plasma concentration is less than 32 mg per ml, while at above 100 mg per ml, so the plasma concentrations must be maintained nearly up to 100 mg per ml. So if the plasma concentrations are high, so it attains its therapeutic effects. Okay, so next the drug only has only limited use as a prophylactic drug, and its usage is restricted for the treatment of acute complicated UTI. So mostly this nitrofurantoin mainly depends upon the plasma concentrations, not only the plasma concentration. So if it is present in the plasma concentration also, only it acts as a prophylactic agent or the prophylactic drug, but it is restricted to use the treatment for uncomplicated UTI infections. So in minor conditions we are using the nitrofurantoin. So what happens when this nitrofurantoin enters into the bacterial cell, or the mechanism of action of nitrofurantoin is catalyzing the reduction of the drug. catalyzing the reduction of the drug. Suppose that my nitrofurantoin, it binds to the specific receptors and it enters into the cells or the bacterial cells. Here there is a nitrofuran reductase enzyme. Okay, so this is nitrofuran reductase enzyme. So whenever the drug it enters into the bacterial cell, so nitrofuran reductase. So the bacterial cell, inside the bacterial cell we have an enzyme that is nitrofuran reductase enzyme. So whenever the nitrofurantoin enters into the particular bacterial cell, that nitrofuran reductase enzyme will be generated or liberated from the bacterial cells, and that reductase enzyme, it acts upon the drug. That reductase enzyme acts upon the drug and it converts into the, okay, so here what nitrofurantoin is the drug. So nitrofuran reductase is an enzyme. Nitrofuran reductase is an enzyme which is mainly present in the inside the bacterial cell. Whenever the drug enters into the bacterial cell, it binds to that particular nitrofuran reductase enzyme, and that particular enzyme initiates or it undergoes catalyzing reactions or reductase reactions. So that nitrofurantoins may converts into its free radicals. Nitrofurantoin may converts into superoxides. Okay, here there is a liberation of the superoxides from the nitrofurantoin in presence of an enzyme, nitrofuran reductase enzyme. So that superoxides which are liberated inside the bacterial cell, that superoxides may damage the, or it may affect the DNA synthesis as well as RNA synthesis and also the protein synthesis. Okay, so UTI infections are mainly occurs due to the bacteria or the fungi or the viral. Okay, so any of the causative agents, whenever it enters through the genital roots, it mainly infects either the bladder region or at the tubular regions or at the kidneys or at the nephron region, or in some cases it may affect entire the urinary tract. So any of the disease, we are observing in these conditions, we are observing two types of diseases. One is the cystitis condition, another one is the pyelonephritis condition. So that cystitis is the inflammation of the bladder and pyelonephritis is the inflammation of the kidney. So main symptoms, so what are the symptoms which we are observing during the UTI infections are chills, fever, okay, chills, fever and pain sensations or burning sensations will be observing during urination, or in some cases some persons may not to urinate frequently, or some persons may need to urinate frequently. So several persons or different persons may have different symptoms based upon the microorganism or based upon the patient condition. So mostly females are affected or infected due to this microorganism or due to this type of infections. So mainly in these antibiotics, several antibiotics are used to treat the UTI infections. In that particular cases, nitrofurantoin is the drug which we are used mostly. Okay, that nitrofurantoin mainly inhibits. So mechanism of action of nitrofurantoin is to inhibit the bacterial synthesis or protein synthesis or RNA synthesis. So how that nitrofurantoin inhibits the DNA, RNA or protein synthesis means whenever the drug enters into the cell membrane or it penetrates into the cell membrane, already that nitrofuran reductase enzyme is present inside the cells, and that nitrofurantoin reductase enzyme it initiates or it catalyzes the actions of the nitrofurantoin, and that nitrofurantoin may converts into the superoxides, and that particular superoxides may damage the DNA, RNA or the protein synthesis. And the antibacterial activity by interfering with the synthesis of an enzyme acetyl CoA. Okay. And coming to the spectrum of activity, it mainly acts against the gram positive bacteria as well as the gram negative bacteria. And the gram negative bacteria, that is Escherichia coli, and the gram positive bacteria are Staphylococcus aureus and Enterococcus faecalis. So whenever the nitrofurantoin attenders, already I said about the mechanism of action. So here it has a broad spectrum of antibiotic activity, and mutations in such macromolecules would in turn lead to lethal consequences for the bacteria. Coming to this pharmacokinetic absorption, fate and excretion of the nitrofurantoin. So mainly it is by oral absorption, and nearly 70% of the drug may bound to the plasma proteins and exhibits its biological half-life. And the T-half of the nitrofurantoin is 20 to 60 minutes. Nearly 50% of the drug undergoes its rapid hepatic, while the remaining gets excreted through the urine. Okay, so coming to these adverse effects of this the drug means nausea, emesis, angina, cyanosis, headache, drowsiness, chills and fatigue. Okay, so what happens, these are the general symptoms: nausea, emesis and drowsiness, chills, fevers. These are the general symptoms. And angina can be seen due to the infections. So next, leukopenia, granulocytopenia, thrombocytopenia, glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, and also anemia, eosinophilia, plastic anemia. So all these adverse effects are caused due to the by use of this particular antibiotic. Why means, when we are using the specific antibiotics, it mainly depresses the bone marrow. Okay, it depresses bone marrow. So whenever there is a bone marrow depression, all symptoms, that is granulopenia and granulocytopenia, thrombocytopenia, and some of the deficiency disorders are seen during this by using the nitrofurantoin. Next, dyspnea, cough, pulmonary infiltration and hepatic cholelithiasis, and alopecia, erythema, rashes, pruritus, all can be seen during the by using the nitrofurantoin. Next, coming to the drug interactions of this nitrofurantoin, it retards the tubular secretion of the drug, and norfloxacin can be antagonized by using this particular drug. And absorption of the urinary antiseptic is enhanced by use of the anticholinergic effects. So probenecid, it mainly retards the tubular secretion of the nitrofurantoin. And what are the drug interactions with the probenecid, and drug interactions with norfloxacin, and some of the anticholinergic drugs. So already we know about the contraindications, that is any of the drug, mainly these are contraindicated during the pregnancy conditions, lactation conditions. So in this hypersensitivity, mainly in this hypersensitivity conditions, or oliguric anuric and oliguric anuric patients, and also infants less than 1 month of age, and some of the patients who are suffering with G6PD deficiency. So these persons are contraindicated to that particular drug. And therapeutic uses means, mainly this drug is used to treat the UTI infections used in acute uncomplicated UTI. Okay, so fenzopiridine is also the drug used to treat the UTI infections, mainly in the cystitis conditions. So this fenzopiridine is used in the cystitis conditions, and mechanism of action, adverse effects are similar to the nitrofurantoin. So already you know about that cotrimoxazole, ampicillin and cephalosporins. So this cotrimoxazole is a potent drug, and it is a cost-effective bactericidal agent against many common urinary tract pathogens. So it can be used in the form of tablets twice a day for 7 to 10 days. So mechanism of action is similar to the nitrofurantoin. So ampicillin is also as an antibiotic. It exerts similar effects to that furantoin, and it also given in the form of tablet form, either by oral route, or in case of in some cases it can be given in the parent IV form, that is by parental route. So the dose of the ampicillin is 0.5 grams for every 6 hours for nearly 7 to 10 days. And cephalosporins are also used to treat the E. coli infections and protease resistance to the antibiotics, and also used in Klebsiella infections. trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole highly effective against the agent for treating the cystitis condition, and when compared to this cotrimoxazole, ampicillins and cephalosporins, sulfamethoxazoles nearly it cures the disease 90 to 100% and also effective in the treatment of UTIs mainly in the men. Okay. Next, fluoroquinolines are recommended for uncomplicated pyelonephritis. So, for cystitis condition, we are using sulfamethoxazole, and for pyelonephritis condition, we are using the drug that is fluoroquinolines. That fluoroquinolines treats the pyelonephritis condition and including urosepsis when the local resistance is less than 100%. So this is about the urinary tract infections. Thank you.